Welcome back. You're still tuned in to News and Views with myself, Salailo Makwidiri. The time is 9:51 a.m. Central African time, and we'll be heading over to international waters now. Earlier today, reports emerged of drone attacks targeting vessels of the global Sumud Flotilla, a humanitarian mission aiming to break the Israeli blockade of Gaza. And activists aboard the flotilla reported at least 13 explosions and the dropping of unidentified objects on multiple boats, disrupting communications, but fortunately, no injuries or deaths were recorded. And among the South African delegates, South African contingent on this mission is award-winning author and activist Zukiswa Wanner. She departed from Tunisia as part of the flotilla, joining hundreds of volunteers from over 40 countries. And in her latest diary entry, which I read quite religiously, she reflected on the struggles, setbacks, and determination it took to board the global flotilla, seeking to challenge Israel's blockade and bring in aid to Gaza. We spoke to Zukiswa before her departure. I think she was in Tunis. And now, as she navigates these turbulent waters, we'll be reconnecting with her again to hear firsthand about her experiences and the resolve of the volunteers aboard the flotilla. Zukiswa, thank you so much for joining us once again. Always a pleasure. We spoke off air that you're missing Pride Day, Heritage Day here in South Africa. Just about the experience, you don't mind.
You know what? I'm sure all of you will braai on my behalf, but happy Heritage Day, South Africa. May we always celebrate all the differences in each other.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think let's jump right into it. The last time you and I spoke, you're still in Tunis, and you guys were stuck there for some time, and you were able to make your way. You're now in international waters, and the flotilla has faced significant challenges since then. Just this morning, we heard of drone attacks. Can you give us a bit more insight? A short diary entry for Salam Media listeners from when you departed from Tunis, your current location, and just the situation aboard your vessel and the flotilla as a whole, and how you guys navigating, I think, very, very challenging times with such resolve.
So, Salelo, we left on Wednesday evening. Ours was literally the last boat out of Tunis, and at some point in time we thought that maybe we'll just have to come home and support from the ground, but we're the last boat out of Tunis, and we ended up, because it's speedy, we ended up catching up with everybody else. It's I'm traveling with 13 participants, 13 other participants, and from different nationalities, different professions, and but united in one thing. And the one thing that we're all united about is we want to be there, when the siege is broken. So in essence, Salalo, if there were ever two Maminas, we are the ones.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Pagama, Zukiswa.
So yeah, in the last on Sunday, we started sighting drones following. So we're, as I said, we left on Wednesday, but we didn't really leave on Wednesday because after 3 hours, our captain decided that he was going to turn back and we'd go back to port, because all of us, man, were just like seasick, like
Mm.
crazy, you know? And he was like, you just need to sleep on the boat while it's rocking in the waters. And then, so he went back to port, and then we left actually on Thursday morning, but we caught up with everybody. And on Sunday, we started seeing drones while we're still like in Sicily. We started seeing drones following our boats uh, during night watch, because evil likes to come at night. Anyway, so Sunday night and then Monday night, again, drones and stuff. And just shout out to Shoma Josie because she actually sent a message of support yesterday
Yeah.
during the day before uh, the drone started attacking. Then last night there was just like, I think there were like 13 or something, quite a whole lot of them, and some uh, put things, and it wasn't, nobody got injured. So there is that. It's very important to highlight that nobody got injured. So we're all well. But I think it's an act of intimidation. It's an act of intimidation. Set to do one of two things. One, I think, is to try and delay us.
Mm,
Two, it's also to attempt to if we get there, if we're delayed, then they want to make sure that Gaza will be obliterated, since you see that they're actually blowing up every time. They're blowing up. We wake up to more deaths, we wake up to worse things. So I think they either want to delay us or they want to intimidate us into not continuing. What they don't realize, Salalo, is that our our humanity, our love, our resolve is stronger than their hate.
mm,
So, Tina, we are very Sumud. Believe
mm.
this. Yeah.
No, most definitely, and I want to touch on that because in your recent diary entry, which I think is very very interesting, and I read quite a lot, um, you describe the emotional and political weight of participating in such a mission. How have these experiences almost shaped your resolve and that of your fellow volunteers aboard the Sumud Flotilla as a whole, not just the boat that you're on at this time around?
I think if some people were here just because, maybe for religious purposes, because they support the Ummah, that is Palestinian Muslims, I think they are really understanding. In fact, in a discussion last night before the drones started coming, we're talking about how it's beyond. Palestine is ground zero for sure, but it could be our village next. This is
Mm,
really like global capital at its peak, trying to dehumanize us and trying to make us look at things as unrelated, So, but we need to understand that all this is related. It's I've said this to you before. It's Sudan, it's Haiti, it's DR Congo, it's Still Fontaine, it's Soweto, it's Kailicha, it's Cape Flats, it's us all. So I think we need to understand it holistically. I saw somebody had posted something very valid where they talked about some of a key component of the weapons that come out of that are being used to kill Palestinians. Actually, a key component of it is coming out of Congo, and
mm,
they're killing Congolese in order to get that component. So freeing Congo is freeing Palestine, is freeing Sudan, which is also suffering from the bombs. It's freeing Haiti, which is also suffering from the bombs. It's freeing our townships of these weapons that we don't make, but somehow they find themselves in our townships.
mm, mm. Very very important to reiterate that point. I want you to take us back to the AMs when those attacks started to happen. um what was happening? What were you guys told? What was the procedure? Did the training kick in? What
Oh yeah,
happened in
no,
that
no,
in that
no.
moment?
So I was actually about to sleep, and I don't know. I just looked at my phone, and then I saw a message from elsewhere, like the group for the whole flotilla, and immediately I jumped up and did the security thing, woke up everybody, and we all woke up and we did whatever we needed to do. I think we're all like information by within a minute, 30 seconds. So obviously we need to uh, quicken up our response time, but uh,
Mm,
you know. I was actually prepared, impressed with the response time that we had, given that we've generally had this drill as something that we might need, but this was actually a case where we needed it and we didn't know what was gonna take place. So yeah, and we're there, and then thereafter, we do the night watches. So we're able to observe the different people doing the night watches. We're able to say, okay, there are X amount of drones above us, and this has happened, and this has happened. So it's been, there was an attempt to jam the signals. In fact, they jammed some of her signals, but as you'll see when I have posted my latest entry, our
Yeah.
signals have signals. And the
Mm,
reason our signals have signals is because, we're very aware of the Zionist attempt at Hasbara to call us, to try and align us with violence and whatever. And we're a non-violent humanitarian movement. And so, of course, one of the things that's important is to make sure that we have footage everywhere so that when the purveyors of violence, do something, the world will be able to see that, listen, this is what they've done. Yeah,
mm.
we're not our ancestors. We're not going to be caught sleeping.
No, most definitely. I'm just looking at you, just sensing, the energy that you have. It almost feels nonchalant. The fact that there were drone strikes, that could have killed you, essentially. What's the conversation like? After it has quietened down, maybe you see the drones flying away, or you don't, but you can sense that, maybe you're out of danger for a bit inside the boat in itself, through the group chats with other members, in the flotilla. What are the conversations? Well, what are you guys saying to each other after such, I think, a terrifying moment?
I think we, like I've already mentioned, we see it as a delay, as an attempt to delay us or to intimidate us, and we're just talking on this boat, and we're like, yeah, guys, and then everybody was like, you know what? I think the worst thing that could happen is if the steering committee decided that they were gonna turn back, because everybody is still like, we are going forward. Whatever is happening to us right now, it's nothing compared to what the people in Gaza are going under, you know? And
Mm,
so long as there's an eye on us, so long as there's an eye on us, and because also, here's the thing, Zionists also like to pretend that they are good people. We know otherwise, but they like to pretend that. So long as there are eyes on us, we feel that once we get to Gaza and we do create that humanitarian corridor, it's going to be that bit more difficult for them to try and destroy Gaza as they have been doing,
mm,
and decimate it. And that's what they're trying to delay,
mm, mm.
you know?
Um,
And
I
that's what
want
they're
to.
trying to delay. So all of us are aware of that.
Mm. I want to read you a tweet. I think it's from yesterday. No, it was from 2 days ago, from the Israeli Foreign Ministry, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it already. And I would just want to know how you interpreted it. This is a tweet from the Israeli Foreign Ministry. They're saying, the Hamas flotilla refuses Israel's proposal to unload aid peacefully at the nearby Ashkelon marina. Instead, it chooses the illegal path, sailing into combat zone and breaching the lawful naval blockade. This proves their true aim: serving Hamas rather than delivering aid to Gaza's civilians. Humanitarian aid, yes. Support to Hamas, no. This is a tweet from Israel's foreign ministry. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If How do you interpret it, knowing that this is essentially, a threat to say whatever happens to you happens to you?
Salalo, Salalo, this is actually a joke, and the reason why it's a joke is, firstly, we have. I think we have at least 16 governments of the world supporting us, who have our backs. President Pedro of Colombia has called on United Nations to actually uh, uh, set up a force so that they can go and protect the civilians in Gaza. But 16 governments have said they support, including our own government, South Africa, they support the global Sumud Flotilla. They understand that it's a peaceful thing. And I don't think right now anybody believes anything that Israel has to say, you know. At this point in time, we might as well believe that believe Helen Ziller, who doesn't know about a genocide because she's never been to Gaza. uh,
Well,
you know.
that reached you also.
Of course
Tandindaba,
they reached us.
Tanda
Of course they
Indaba.
reached us. We are connected. I told you, our signals have signals.
Mm,
Anyway, so yeah, no, we might as well believe that, and really nobody believes them. Um, we have seen that humanitarian aid that has gone to them has not got to the people of Gaza. You know, um, in addition, we've got among with us is also a medical board, and because it's a medical board, the medical workers want to get off and immediately go and help in Gaza. I don't see Israel allowing those medical workers to get
mm,
there. But the question is, why? You know, we're not even like we're in international waters right now. In fact, technically we're in Greek waters. Why are you bombarding us? Why are you threatening us? Have we come anywhere close to Israel at all? Israel territory? No, we haven't. So why are they doing it? You know, it just shows that they're not honest people. They're liars. But you know, I kind of feel Salalo. This is the last kick of a dying horse. And when a horse is
mm,
dying, its kicks are the strongest. And that's what Israel is dying. Israel is dying. Zionism is dying. You
mm,
know, everybody sees through them. And it's unfortunate that people like Ms. Ziller decide to align themselves with that while trying to run for mayor of the most vibrant city of South Africa. That is sad.
mm.
But, you know, she has decampaigned herself. She has made her bed. She might as well lie on it, you know.
No, most definitely. Before I let you go, you've been in international waters for a few days now. Has it been what you expected it to be? Just take us through your day. What does it look like? What do you get up to? You write a lot. That I can, I can, I can, assert to because
I
I
did.
read, I read a lot of your writings. But what does a day look like? Is it what you expect it to be? And how's the seasickness?
No, that weirdly, the only seasickness that I had was on the first night. That night that I told you after the thing turned around, and it was very mild. You know,
Mm.
I think, yeah, maybe I'm a mermaid in my last life or something. You know, mommy water vibes. But there hasn't been any seasickness. Our days entail we wake up, we do chores, we have chores assigned to each of us, and it's beautiful because nobody is too big or too small, man.
Mm.
We've got like a really important imam with us. We've got like all these important people, but nobody is too
You
big.
you have Mandla
Everybody,
Mandela doing the dishes.
and well, he's not here, but everybody does, not just the dishes, even the toilets and stuff,
Mm.
the works. Everybody is doing the work, and because we have a limited capacity for water, for fresh water. We do our laundry with seawater. We wash our dishes with seawater. Then we rinse it. We rinse them with fresh water. But and yeah, we've stopped once in a while so that we can actually wash in the sea because we don't have enough fresh water to take showers.
Wow.
So
That's
it's quite
something else.
something,
Yeah.
it's quite something. But we are. Uh, it's interesting also because we've got like at least three different languages on the sport, but there are quite a few people who are multilingual. So somehow we manage to communicate, and I think the biggest communication is our resolve. We know we're in the same place. There's a lot of kindness. It's if I had to do this all over again with anybody else, I would want to do it with the team that I'm with, these participants, man, that family. Everybody calls each other brother, sister, and it's something that
Mm,
came from our captain, and everybody, we know each other's names obviously, but we're always like, yeah, brother, how are you doing, sister, da, 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 da. And so it's beautiful. It's family. It's just making sure everybody is taken care of, and constantly it's the little, are you okay, you've been
mm,
quiet, I haven't seen you, that type of thing. The checking in with each other is just Salalo, I'm telling you, it's so much amazing. I really appreciate it, and everybody taking care of each other and being there for each other, but also realizing that this is not about us. So I
mm.
really love that the fact that everybody has set aside their egos and understood that this is not about us. This is about Gaza. This is about the people of Gaza and what's happening there, and needing to be there to assist.
No, most definitely. And we're going to run that note, Suki. So thank you so much for chatting to us. We hope to, touch base with you again. And we pray, hope that you guys stay safe and the mission stays intact and en route. As you mentioned, it's not about you guys. It's about something that's very, very big and that's very, very important. And yeah, hope we chat again. Don't blue tick me. You told me you have network. So
No,
you
no, 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 no.
should.
I
Okay.
want Salalo. Thank you so much. And as we say, free Palestine from the river to this very sea that I was sailing in.
Most definitely. There you go, Zukiswa
Thank
Wanner, speaking
you.
to us from the Mediterranean Sea, South African journalist and novelist. And yeah, man, I think for me, it's something else just looking at her being so chatty and smiling, and as if just a few hours ago there wasn't any drone strikes and explosions that were happening that could have been targeted at her and people that she's traveling with who are part of this flotilla. I think that tells you a lot, eh? As I mentioned, we'll continue to follow the Global Sumud Flotilla. We'll try and give you as much updates as we can. But otherwise, we're going to leave it here for now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, news and views continues.